Secretary of State Mike Pompeo faced reporters' questions Wednesday over the firing of his agency's internal watchdog, Inspector General Steve Linick.
In this case, I recommended to the president that Steve Linick be terminated. I frankly should have done it some time ago.
Media reports surfaced that Inspector General Linick was investigating Pompeo for the use of State Department aides to perform personal errands for the secretary and his wife, who often accompanies Pompeo on trips abroad. Pompeo called the reports crazy and strongly denied the firing was retaliation.
Let's be clear. There are claims that this was for retaliation, for some investigation that the Inspector General's office here was engaged in. It's patently false.
Pompeo declined to answer why Linick deserved firing. Democratic lawmakers say Linick was also investigating how Pompeo pushed through a $7 billion Saudi arms sale last year using an emergency declaration to bypass Congress. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
Congress passed a law about sales to Saudi Arabia, arms sales to Saudi Arabia, and in that department they declared a fake emergency in order to initiate the sales, and that may have been part of the investigation.
Pelosi said President Donald Trump was undermining American democracy by recently firing 4 inspectors general, pointing out the posts were created after the 1970s Watergate scandal to expose waste, fraud, and abuse. The president of the American Academy of Diplomacy told VOA he agrees.
This removal of one of 4 inspector generals that is part of a bigger issue, which is the administration challenging the balance of powers in the Constitution and the ability of the Congress to carry out its own job. But it is Congress which must and has the power to fix that balance if it wants to.
Pompeo left the briefing as a reporter tried to ask about an IG probe into last year's arms deal with Saudi Arabia. But Pompeo will likely face more questions in the future, perhaps on Capitol Hill. Cindy Sain, VOA News.